Hello, welcome to the video to learn how to import or process return files into CCH ProSystem FX Tax. If you have a backup of return files, .u files, and need to make them accessible in the tax program, we use a process that is referred to as processing in returns or new binning returns. This video will take you through the steps to process in return files so that they can be used in CCH ProSystem FX Tax. The first thing that we'll need are the return files, the .u files. These are the return files that you have on a backup or have received from a different source. I have a folder on my screen that I've put several return files in. Return files have a .u file extension. The number after the U is the year. So in this case you will see that I have 2012, 2013, and 2014 return files. The letter shown after the year is the tax product. I have shown on the screen each of the 8 tax products and their corresponding letters. The returns that I have in my folder that I need to process into the program are a mix of individual, S corporation, and partnership returns. So now that I have the returns that I need to process into the program, I need to open another Windows Explorer window and browse to the drive that I install CCH ProSystem FX Tax to. When I open up that drive, I'll open the WFX32 folder and scroll down and look for the Commune folder and open it up. And inside Commune, I'll open up the new bin folder. Next, I need to copy the return files that I have in my backup to the new bin folder. Once they're copied in there, I can close both Windows Explorer windows. And now I need to open up the communication program in ProSystem FX Tax. When Communications opens, I'll click on Process in the upper left-hand corner. Process will only be active if return files exist in the new bin folder. And the Processing Return window will open. This window is split up between a left and a right side. On the left side, in the Selected column, you will see the return information for the file that you are processing into the program. This information includes the client ID, the client name, the SSN or employer ID, the client type, office group, the assigned preparer, and the return version. If a client already exists on your install with the same client ID as the return that you're processing into the program, you will see that data over on the right side in the existing WFX client data column. The Errors and Warnings window in the upper left-hand corner will give you any warnings that you need to know about when you're processing returns into the program. This can include a warning saying that the return already exists for the client, or that the Social Security number in the return that you are processing in is different than the Social Security number for the client that already exists. When you receive a warning, the options that you have to work around it will appear in the Options window to the right. In this case, the return that I'm processing in does not exist yet on my installation, so the warning is telling me that I need to assign an office group to it. I can do that on the left-hand side by clicking the drop-down menu for the office group, selecting one, and then click OK, and that return will get processed into the program. Then the Processing Return window will appear again, and I'll see the next return in my list. This next return is an S corporation return that I'm processing into the program. Again, the client ID does not already exist, so it's asking me to select an office group, and you'll notice the client type is listed as C for corporation. CCH ProSystem FX Tax has 4 client types: individual, corporate, partnership, and fiduciary. For each client type there are several tax products. I've shown the client types and their associated tax products on my screen. So for this S corporation return, the correct client type is C. Everything else on the screen looks fine, so I'm going to go ahead and click OK. The next return in the list is an individual return that I'm processing in. As you can see, the client does already exist on my installation, so the Errors and Warnings box tells me that the return already exists. In the Options window, it tells me that I can either process it in as a new version, or I can change the client ID. If I want to change the client ID, all I need to do is change the client ID on the left-hand side in the client ID field to something else. In this case, I want to process it in as a new version, so I just need to make sure that the return version field is set to new, and to the right of it, it will tell me what new version the return will be. I'm happy with this, so I'll click OK. And the next window that comes up is the same return, but for a different year. In this case, I don't want to process this return in as a new version, so I'm going to click Skip Return. Once I get through all the returns that I copied into the new bin folder, the program will complete the process and a batch log window will appear on my screen. Once I've looked at it, I can go ahead and click Close, and then I can close the communication program. At this point, all the returns that I copied to NewBin are available to use in tax preparation. Thank you for watching the video on how to process return files into CCH ProSystem FX Tax. To view the knowledge base article on this subject, please visit us at support.cch.com and search our knowledge base for the title listed on your screen or the article number listed below it. Thank you.